Good morning to one and all. In continuation to the yesterday's topic, we will try to conclude the digestion today. So, in the process of digestion, we have discussed that three parts are essential: mouth, the second, and oral cavity. The second part is stomach. The third part is small intestine. In the mouth, food whichever enters into the body is subjected to food is added with saliva. Food is added with saliva and it has been converted into bolus. Now food enters from there into the stomach and food is added with lechicine plus castral intrinsic factor and plus pepsinogen, and this bolus from now onwards is called as and food enters into the duodenum, and in the duodenum this chyme is added with pancreatic juice and bile juice. Pancreatic juice and bile juice, and from now onwards it is called as chyme, and it enters into the jejunum, and now it is splitted into still more molecules called chylomicrons, and that is end. So now when we talk about the digestion process, 30% of digestion takes place in the mouth, that is only starch digestion, and when it enters into the stomach, 60% of starch digestion and 10% of protein digestion starts in stomach, and here up to this 70% of digestion is almost complete altogether, and it enters into this the remaining 90% of digestion initiates protein digestion, and the remaining 40% of carbohydrate digestion. Carbohydrate digestion takes place, and the 100% of fat digestion takes place in the small intestine, that is the duodenum, and till it goes, it is absorbed. So, between the stomach and large intestine, pancreatic juice and bile juice acts on the food. Pancreatic juice and bile juice acts on the food. Now, the further digestion takes place. Okay. Have a look to this. So, here we need to remind certain enzymes. Salivary glands produces saliva. Saliva consists of 90% of water. This is called salivary composition. It consists of iron, it consists of lysosome, it consists of mucin, it consists of certain electrolytes and so these are the and salivary amylase. These are the components of saliva. And the next second one, liver. Liver does this bile juice. The composition of bile juice is, liver produces bile juice. Bile juice is concentrated in gall bladder. This bile juice consists of bile pigments like bilirubin and bilirubin. It consists of bile salts like sodium tartrate, potassium tartrate, bile salts, cholesterol without enzymes. This is the most important point. Consists of these components. And the next one, pancreatic juice. It is produced from pancreas. This pancreatic juice consists of trypsinogen, chymotrypsinogen, carboxypeptidases, lipases, pancreatic amylases, pancreatic amylases, and also nucleases. So these are all enzymes. These are all enzymes in pancreatic juice. So apart from these digestive juices, the human digestive, certain glands are present in the stomach. The juices from the stomach are called gastric juices. These gastric juices are consisting of three components. One is called as goblet cells. These goblet cells produce mucus. The second one, parietal cells or Parietal cells are chief cells. Parietal cells are oxyntic cells. The third one are peptic cells or neck cells. So this produces mucus. The oxyntic cells produces HCl plus castrol intrinsic factor, and the peptic cells will produce pepsinogen. Pepsinogen. Okay. And one more in the intestine, goblet cells produces mucus, and the one more type of cells called as goblet cells produces mucus, and brush border cells produces intestinases. These two, the mucus produced from the goblet cells plus intestinases, collectively called as intestinal juices or succus entericus. The other name, succus entericus. This succus entericus also called as second brain of body. Second brain of the body. So keep this 5 in mind. The digestion in the mouth, stomach and small intestine including duodenum. In the mouth, food enters. Food is mixed with saliva and it is converted into bolus. Here the complex molecule called as starch, means the complex form of carbohydrates is called starch is converted in the mouth at the pH 6.8 to 7.2 with the help of an enzyme called amylase, is converted to disaccharides. So the digestion is 30% starch digestion is completed. No protein digestion takes place. Now the food after. So what are the disaccharides? We need to have the disaccharides. First is starch is converted into maltose. So what are the other disaccharides? Other disaccharides are lactose, fructose, fructose, sucrose. So they are converted, first maltose is converted. These all maltose will enter into the food, and this bolus is a plus castor intrinsic factor, and this is called as chyme. In the chyme, the protein digestion. So pepsinogen present in the food. By the action of HCl, this pepsinogen is converted to pepsin. This pepsin acts on the proteins first time, whichever are present in the food, and they are converted into peptides, peptones, and proteases by the action of pepsin on proteins. Action of pepsin. So the proteins also enter along with the food. This maltose will be converted to glucose plus glucose, and this lactose will be converted to glucose plus galactose. The sucrose will be converted to glucose plus fructose. So these proteins now enter into the digestive tract, that is duodenum. There it is subjected to pancreatic juice and bile juice, and these are converted to amino acids, and at the same time the fats will enter without digestion into the small intestine, that is duodenum, and subjected to bile juice. Now they are converted into emulsified fats, and these emulsified fats are converted to fatty acids plus glycerol, and this glucose on the further degradation they are converted into simple sugars, and absorbed into the blood. So try to understand this. Here, once again, food mixes with saliva and it is called bolus. It enters from the stomach, from the mouth to the stomach through esophagus, and it is subjected to HCl plus castor intrinsic factor. Now the food is called as chyme. This chyme is when enters into the small intestine, it is called as chyme, and till finally it is called as chylomicron. So first in the mouth, carbohydrates, which are the basic components, the carbohydrates, that is in the form of complex starch, will be converted to disaccharides in the presence of salivary amylase at the pH 6.8 to 7.2. The starch is converted to disaccharide maltose. The similar disaccharides are lactose and sucrose. So these disaccharides, when enter into the stomach, they are subjected to these factors. Again, they are digested, they are being disseminated into simpler components than the disaccharides into monosaccharides. At the monosaccharide, at the same time, the proteins whichever are coming undigested will be subjected to pepsin, where pepsinogen is the inactive form. The pepsinogen will be converted to pepsin by the action of HCl, and the proteins will be converted to peptides, peptones and proteases. and they enter into the small intestine. At the same time, the pancreatic juice and bile juice will be subjected and they are converted to amino acids which are readily absorbable. At the same time, fats which enter into the mouth will not be digested till it reaches the duodenum. There, because of the subjection to the fats, they will be converted to emulsified fats. Now they will be converted by the later lipases into fatty acids plus glycerol. Fatty acids plus glycerol. As a result of these, the complete digestion process, 30% in the mouth, 70% of digestion in the stomach, 99.99% digestion is completed till it enters into the ileum of the small intestine and absorption also completed. So coming on to the absorption, we need to discuss certain points. Once have a glance to this. As we have discussed, there are 5 splinters, very important 5-mark question. 5-mark question, splinters are present. So the first splinter is present between the esophagus and stomach. The splinter name is called as gastroesophageal splinter. First one. The second splinter is present between the stomach and duodenum, and it is called as pyrolic splinter. The third splinter is present at the pancreatic duct and duodenum, that is called splinter of OD. The fourth splinter is present at the ileum of small intestine. SI indicates small intestine, and cecum of large intestine, called as ileocecal wall, and the fifth splinter is anal splinter at anus. The functions of these splinters is it only makes the movement of food from the esophagus to stomach, that is the function of gastroesophageal splinter, and the entry of food from the stomach to the duodenum is regulated by pyrolic splinter. The function of hepatopancreatic duct, the splinter of OD, does the movement of the pancreatic juice and the bile juice from the hepatopancreatic duct into the duodenum, and the ileum, the entry of undigested food after digestion and absorption from the ileum to cecum is done, regulated by ileocecal wall, and the movement of undigested food from the body to the out of the body is controlled by the anal sphincters present in the anus. So that are the functions of these particular components. Okay, have a look to these. Coming on to the absorption. Absorption and assimilation. Absorption means to take, absorb. Assimilation means to distribute. Absorption, take or absorb. Assimilation means to distribute, where the meaning is to take and to distribute. So here absorption and assimilation. So when we talk about we'll talk about the assimilation later, but we will talk about the first absorption. Absorption in our body is done by microvilli or villi present in small intestine, and this microvilli or villi absorbs that through the lactate, and it enters into the bloodstream through the arteries and veins, and first it goes to the liver. Then the quality of the liver is tested, the food quality is tested, and it passes to the different parts. So absorption is of three phenomena: active, passive, facilitated. So active, energy through energy only. Passive means without energy, generally also called as diffusion or diffusion. General diffusion, facilitated with energy and protein for transport. So what is through active? Active transport is done, active absorption is done by, active absorption carries four things. Cage, remember the word cage, C-A-G-E, cage. Cage means chloride ions, through active transport only it takes place. Certain amino acids are transported through this method only. G, glucose, also by active diffusion only. Active diffusion only. I'm sorry. Active. Remember the term N gain. Active transport, that is sodium plus ions, glucose, amino acids, monosaccharides and certain electrolytes are transported through this method. And passive, that is simple diffusion. Remember the term cage. that is chloride plus ions, amino acids, glucose and electrolytes are transported by this method. With the help of proteins, some amount of glucose, amino acids, so this is how the transportation, and as fatty acids plus glycerol, they are not soluble, so not absorbed. They are first converted into micelles, and they are absorbed as glycerides directly into blood. So here in the mouth, what is absorbed? Drugs are absorbed in mouth. Stomach, water, amino acids, sugars are absorbed in the stomach, and in the small intestine, fatty acid, glycerol and glucose, amino acids are observed. In the large intestine, certain drugs are absorbed. So that is the different types of observation methods in the different parts of the digestive system where the absorption takes place. Next, disorder of digestive system. So, what will be the probable non-functional parameters or non-functional activities or something abnormal activities in the digestive system? Disorder. This means not proper. Order means function. So what can be the not proper functions of the digestive system? So vomiting. Vomiting means coming back of the food, whatever we eat, because of spicy food or because of certain inflammation in the body or because of several things, the food will come back. So the vomiting, food come back from mouth because of spicy or indigestion is called vomiting. The other name of of vomiting is reverse peristalsis. Reverse peristalsis. Next one, jaundice. Jaundice, obstruction of bile juice or pancreatic juice because of cancers or duct blockage is called jaundice. Means showing certain spots on the body. Sometimes you will be seeing that certain people will be having yellow color eyes or green color eyes. So they will say that camera or jaundice. It is also caused by hepatitis B virus also, but here generally because of the obstruction of the bile juice or pancreatic juice in the intestinal tracts anywhere also can lead to a jaundice. Jaundice. Next one, third one, diarrhea, that is motions. But motions can be because of excessive food intake, or it may be because of infections. So excessive motions is called as diarrhea, and constipation, no free bowel movement, no motion is called constipation, and it is generally retained in colon. Means motion will be there inside the body itself, called as no free bowel movement or retained in the colon. Indigestion, this might be because of many reasons. No proper digestion, so you will get fullness. Like that you will be getting the fullness, or it may be because of food poisoning or overeating. So this is also important for 5 marks or 3 marks or 2 marks or 1 mark. Generally the question will come from these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From these 5 we will get the questions.